welcome back to Redacted Party Chat, Case 18. Another week, another bit of news. How have you been, my friend?
Pretty good. I'm pretty good. It was a weirdly slow week at work, so I've been on like a little mini vacation, just like Zenyatta, floating through my house, crisscross applesauce.
What a reference.
It's been nice, just hanging out with the kids and the wife.
Cool. And the weather's been good, so it's less miserable outside and inside.
Oh my god. Everybody just has cabin fever and seasonal depression, so we're like just craving to get outside. Yeah. The kids are just staring out the window constantly. Papa, please.
Freedom.
Yeah, literally. What about you?
Pretty much the same. The weather has helped greatly, but the knowledge that RE9 is in a week is eating away at my soul.
Oh, dude, I'm so hyped.
Making me not want to play anything right now.
So hyped, dude.
But
it's kind of surreal.
Yeah.
It's kind of surreal.
Especially considering that we've been doing the road to Requiem.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. We are on RE7 this coming Saturday, which is the 21st. That'll be up by the time you hear this. I'm going to do it in under 4 hours, I promise you. So, if I'm wrong, roast me in the comments. But on that note, check out the socials via the QR code there in the corner, or follow the link tree underneath. Bunch of cool stuff on there. We redesigned it, as we said before. We got game release dates on the second page. We got a countdown for the stream on the first page. All the social links in there. Check it out. Posting stuff all the time. Gotten some new series coming out soon. We're loading it up, boys.
Yes, sir.
I say boys plural. As you can clearly tell, Adrian is not here this week.
He's dead.
I legit thought about using that, but then I'm like, you know what? It's a little not good. He had a little emergency he had to tend to, so he will not join us on this recording or this coming stream, but he will be back full force next stream because he has to play through 8. So, but
he'll be bringing us home, and we'll have, I would imagine, we'll have impressions for 9 on that stream. It'll be interesting because we're probably going to be sitting there like, yeah, let's talk about 8. Yeah, let's talk about Ethan. Uncle Ruckus eye the whole time.
Yeah, I'll be on my edge of the seat as we're recording that day, wanting to just play.
Yeah, for sure. I was thinking about that for the podcast next Friday as well. We're just gonna have to like talk to each other,
just reel it in
when we don't. Like we're all right, guys. There's been that's one topic, and we're good.
Yeah, we're done now.
Yeah.
Anything you've been playing that you want to touch on, or do we want to jump into topics? The only thing maybe is I started Night Rain with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I unfortunately started playing Night Rain, and I unfortunately like it. And I say unfortunately because, dude, it's just so hard. That game is stressful, and because we did a couple runs, which you saw it, you're getting a taste of it. It'll be better once Adrian's in, and we can have that third to kind of, because we ran basically 2 tanks, and
it worked out though.
It worked out great. The only problem is when we get to, there's a boss that's like a scorpion and a moth. If we were 2 tanks, we're cooked.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the stress of, imagine if your grace site or your bonfire was 45 minutes away from the boss every single time. But it's like, okay, and everything from there to there is difficult and will kill you. It's not just,
essentially playing the DLC from Elden Ring multiplayer all the time.
Yeah. The thing with that game that I'm interested to see, I guess, is just how it progresses. I want to see if like more of those rooms get more interesting. Because as of right now, they're not very interesting, but I'm pretty early in.
Yeah.
It's like, +5 to Dex. your sword has some fire on it. It's like,
Okay.
like, dude, can I get something wicked?
And any other time, those improvements could be observed in a timely fashion, but you're being rushed all the time, so you're really not able to see a difference that those are making in the moment. So, yeah, I think it comes from the repetition of getting those same ones over and over again to really see the impact.
Yeah.
Which kind of takes away from the whole Souls player base that enjoys going at a slower pace.
Oh yeah, it's like the opposite of everything you've. And I was talking about it when we were playing. And it's funny because on paper, I really don't like anything about this game. Like I really don't. However, there's something about, because FromSoft enemies are just difficult in general, and I'm not like I like difficulty kind of person, but in this scenario, because they are difficult, it almost puts a level of like competitiveness in the air. It's weird to where me and you are truly fighting against these things, like fighting to the nail. And it just creates those, I need a hero moments that are just, they're so cool. And I've seen so much stuff online of just sick moments. We even have one, a short of me getting we need a hero moments. And it's like, those moments are just so adrenaline pumping that it's the high that I keep chasing with that game. And I haven't even seen a lot. That's the crazy part. I haven't seen none of the DLC. I think I've killed 2 of the night bosses, so I'm still early. But I downloaded Assassin's Creed Mirage very early. Don't really have much of an opinion on it. I literally don't have an opinion on it. I like did the tutorial and parkoured a little bit. It has kind of a like Assassin's Creed 4 like classic parkour, which is cool.
Yeah, they kind of went back to their roots with that one. They added some cool new mechanics, even though the mechanics really don't fit in with kind of that era or really Assassin's Creed as a whole. They were fun to do, which I guess at the end of the day, that's what you want, especially when they kind of diverged from the core Assassin's Creed formula for so long.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that game, but it is also very much almost a diet cola of Assassin's Creed, where it still has the flavor of Assassin's Creed, but it's not the same.
Right. Yeah, what's kind of hooking me in is just the time period and where it's at. I think that's pretty cool. Definitely dig that time period. But yeah, it is still like the combat's bad. The combat is super not good, which isn't necessarily, well, it's not a good thing by any stretch. But I guess it's just, it almost feels like the game is saying, don't even try to fight, just be stealthy. Which I am in the mood for a stealthy game. So we'll see how it goes. Even just hitting cool little flow states, it does feel good to move around.
Yeah, that platinum isn't too bad either.
Yeah, I always want to do an Assassin's Creed Platinum, but they just get so overboard a lot of the time. So the fact that this one is achievable without you having to sell your soul is pretty cool. And then the last thing is Neo 3. I've gotten further in it, gotten deeper into it. It is so good. It's just so fun. It's like genuinely just fun to carve stuff up and do ninja stuff, and it's easy just to invite your friend and they join in, and we just equally progress. We don't have to fight the same boss 3 times. We don't have to hit a fog wall. We are just playing the game. If I teleport somewhere, it pulls him with me immediately. We're just playing. And I can see the vision of the crazy builds you can make. Like, you could totally make a Scorpion build. You could totally make a Sub-Zero build. There's double axes. I could totally see a Viking build. There's all kinds of cool stuff going on. And so far, we haven't really ran into anything too tough. I would say we've pretty much been obliterating everything. We're still technically in the early stages, which we've cleared a lot of the map, but I do think it does the thing that Elden Ring does, where when we co-op, the boss is just way harder and more erratic. because I fought a boss by myself, and it was the one from the footage from the last podcast.
Yeah.
That was like my third try fighting him.
Okay.
The first, so I beat him pretty quick. Fought him with Nate. He was dogging us there for a minute. I was like, okay, hold on a second, because he's like winding up this way and then just turns 180 degrees and punches me in the face. It's like, okay. Which Night Rain is highlighting, and Neo as well, just like with Souls games. I just do the tracking stuff is so it's annoying.
It happened so many times on our brief gameplay the other night.
And I don't know, man. There's just something about like this For Honor kind of does this where it's not tracking you per se. I mean, I guess kind of. So like For Honor has undodgeable moves, but it's like it's a vertical. Like, dude, I can dodge this if I step out this way or this way. But they're like, no. It's like, okay, you just defied physics and it looked goofy and your feet floated this way. It's like, once you start breaking the immersion to that degree, it bothers me. It's like, okay, Elden Ring, and it's not even just Elden Ring, it's Souls games in general have that feature, and it is, if you're making a Souls game, knock that off. Get rid of it. It's just, it's not a good, everybody hates it.
And then when you're locked onto an enemy and they move,
you miss.
You don't rotate with them like they do.
Nope. You just miss. It's like, okay, cool.
Not fair, bro.
But yeah, outside of that, I've been having fun with all those games.
Cool.
And that, well, I guess we'll save that because we have something else coming up later. I won't talk about it.
Okay, let's jump into the first topic. What is a critically rated 7 out of 10 game, or lower, that you enjoy on the same level as a 10 out of 10 game from others? I think this was mine. But if you have some juicy ones you want to jump into first, go for it.
Yeah, The Last of Us? No, I'm just kidding. Off the top, the first game that came to my mind is Castlevania Lords of Shadow. The first one. 2, I understand. I still kind of was dealing with it, but it's definitely a step down. I like the idea of what they were going, but whatever. Lords of Shadow 1, I will stand by, is awesome. From beginning to end, I love the vibe. I love that Patrick Stewart is the voice. Whoever voiced Gabriel is awesome. I get that it's not Castlevania Symphony of the Night style, but it kind of, to me, plays like a 3D OG Castlevania. Left to right, level to level, straightforward action. We're not really doing anything more than just progressing through.
Did that come out before or after Darksiders 1?
That's a really good question. I want to say,
I think before.
Yeah, if not real close. Because I think Lords of Shadow 1 is 2010, roughly. 2010, 2012, somewhere right in there.
I'll look it up while you talk.
Sorry. It's just such a cool game, man. I love it. And I love the twist at the end with, like, you become Dracula, and then Gabriel's like up on the throne or whatever, and I think his name is Zobek, comes and is like, yo, dog, you gotta get up. What are you doing? And then you guys get into a fight, and you fly out of the cathedral window, and it's modern day. Such a cool ending. Such a cool ending, man. Fighting the devil at the end is cool. The Grim Reaper being like a giant dragon. It's like, what is even going on in this game?
Yeah, the art design in that game was amazing too.
Dude, it's beautiful, and the music is gorgeous, and I appreciate that it just. What's up?
Darksiders 1 came out January of 2010, and Castlevania came out October of 2010.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My theory is then busted because Darksiders was a Metroidvania style in a similar style as Castlevania. So it was
right. But yeah, like you said, the art style, the music is like absolutely amazing, and I also just have a soft spot for it just focusing on the whip. I really dig when
That
games
whip felt good.
it felt really good. And then it had like all the executions and you're fighting vampires and werewolves and trolls and it had such like a OG classic feel to it that just games don't really go for it really anymore. Yeah, I love Lords of Shadow to death. I really hope one day they remaster it or something because
That combat felt chunky and good.
yeah, it's a good game. Like, and ironically, now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of did have light Metroidvania stuff because you would unlock moves in later levels. You can come back to do the challenges and stuff, which I know it's not traditional Metroidvania, but it was something. And that game felt very grand. I really dug like the intro where you're fighting the werewolves in the rain, trying to fight them off from the villagers, and all that stuff is just it's like the menus are a book that you're going through. It's just
right.
It's just so it's like it's warm, right? It's just got such a warm feeling to it. I love that game. I love that game to death. Yeah, that was one of mine. I have
a bunch too. One of them, I guess, in the same vein, not in the same style, but Dante's Inferno.
What a gem.
That was it's essentially a God of War clone, but based on the I don't want to say infamous, but the well-known Dante's Inferno book. It does a pretty good job of adapting the different layers of hell to gameplay. That was EA too. That was during EA's high time with putting out some very unique titles. Great gameplay. God, the crucifix attack, that's essentially a shotgun, just felt good every single time.
Yeah.
You're just hitting those half-naked, disgusting creatures.
They had mouths on their nipples and stuff. It was horrific.
Private parts elongated and attacking you with it.
Yeah, it's all bad. Which Dante's Inferno is a big bummer because it would have been so cool to be a trilogy with like the Divine Comedy and then have Purgatory into El Paradiso. Like that would have been so cool, man. So cool.
They tease it at the end too, which hurts even more. So, yeah,
Purgatory would have been depressing. That would have been different for sure. That'd have been unique.
Devil boss fight that had some very large things going on with it.
That's so crazy.
But his weapon, his scythe that he steals from
Death,
and just the cloth not tattooed, but sewn into his chest, and the game was disgusting. Like, I don't know how they got away with everything they did in that. But that was, what was that rated? I put the Metacritic score of these down just for reference. That was a 73.
Really?
So
it's so weird too because there's revisionist history in all these games where people are like, we were being too hard on it because it was slightly similar to something else. It's like, yeah, dude. Another thing about Dante's Inferno, like how you straight up whoop death in the beginning to get his scythe. I don't know why I'm such a sucker for any game where you just whoop death. And that game, low-key, has one of the best ones. Death is begging for his life while you decapitate him with his scythe. It's like, whoa.
From a normal man, just whooped your ass.
Straight sheer will. And Dante's Inferno also eternally has one of the greatest commercials ever. Do you remember it's the "Ain't no sunshine when she's gone," and he jumps into hell, Beatrice, and he's falling. Dude, it's so sick.
I'll have to go rewatch it. I vaguely remember that song playing in there.
It was a Super Bowl commercial, so it was only like 10 seconds long, maybe, and he's just falling through hell to "Ain't No Sunshine," screaming Beatrice, hits the ground and just starts slaughtering. It's so sick.
That was also another clunky combat game of the era that just felt good no matter what you're doing. It had that slight screen shake every time you hit something. The rumble, gory, boss fights were over the top. You didn't really need to know anything about Dante's Inferno to enjoy it, but if you did, like, it had that oh, that reference, I remember reading that and stuff like that.
Super
Play
good.
it. Highly recommend.
I'm sure this one will tingle you a little bit. The Evil Dead game by Saber. It's a multiplayer one.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even know what the reviews were on it. I'm guessing it's somewhere low. But I just adore that game. I honestly think about downloading it and just playing with the small community that's still there, just to feel those vibes. It just
kind of 75. So
yeah. And in all fairness, it probably deserves that rating. I think it's. I don't know if it's the Evil Dead fan in me that's just like, it's amazing. But I genuinely had a blast with that. Dude, I was deep in the Elden Ring trenches and was still playing that over Elden Ring at the time. I was running the demon. What's the one? The like possession demon. He looks like he's from the show. He has like
the electricity one, the blue alien looking one.
Yeah. I would always run him. You just take someone over. You immediately possess someone, and it's a wrap. You're killing everybody. It's crazy.
It's a Henrietta demon. Like, I enjoyed playing as her.
Oh, the witch, or like the hag.
No, the Henrietta, the fat one from
2.
From 2, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. She's the one that's like barfing on everybody and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
she,
crazy.
Floated around and
swinging
and stuff. She had a fart attack too, I believe.
Oh, I'm sure. God, that'd be my worst nightmare. Is that type of demon attack you? Just like a filthy, gross one. Ugh. But the game was just so fun. It just had so much potential. So much potential. Evil Dead as a whole, as an IP, I think has so much potential.
Yeah.
And yeah, just even being like, because I would always run Ash vs. Evil Dead Ash, like Old Man Ash.
Mm-hmm.
It's just out of the fun of it, because I'm pretty sure Army of Darkness Ash was the best one. Like, he was just on straight.
Him or Evil Dead 2 Ash.
Yeah.
Had.
Because that was... I'm trying to remember how they went. Because Evil Dead 1 Ash, didn't he have something where he would mark the demon, and they were doing crazy damage to it, especially if you did headshots? Yeah. What a great game.
It had a lot of love put into it. Like, you don't have that type of care and varied gameplay elements between each of the characters without knowing that franchise and wanting it to be good.
I think maybe where they messed up ultimately was in the way they did the single player.
I was going to say that was the biggest negative for me, where it had such promise and they almost alluded to adding single player stuff as DLC down the line, and it just never happened. It was like a singular mission for each Ash, and that's it.
Right. Which sucks, because it would have been fun to do like I'm playing a little bit of 2010 AVP, versus Predator, and you could do the campaigns for each of them. The campaigns for each of them are like, I don't have 2 hours each. It's nothing crazy, but they're committed to what it is. Like, it would have been really cool to get like a 2 hours of Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, just do each one. And then you could even make Ash vs. Evil Dead, like, you just, maybe even a co-op horde swarm mode in the town, or something like that. It just, so much easy.
Or like some alternate history type stuff where they continue from the end of the show for the fourth one, like a what if, and it's their take on it. That would have been cool.
So good. I love Evil Dead. I love it. I prefer Ash. This new Evil Dead stuff is a little bit much for me, but little crazy.
That's Saber too, and they got some major things coming out soon.
Yeah, I'm hoping they, because Evil Dead is like, just as a franchise, is in such a weird place. Like, they come out, they're pretty successful, and they're like pretty high budget horror movies. Like, they're not. I would say Evil Dead Rise is the only horror movie in the last long bit of time where I'm like, as a huge Evil Dead fan, I'm still too scared to watch it. I'm like, dude, that looks
It's super disgusting.
Super nuts. And like if you watch Evil Dead, you know what type of timing Evil Dead's on, and to see even just a couple of the little snippets of gore, it's like, dude, that looks super real. I don't know. Did you see Rise?
I need to rewatch it.
Oh my god, rewatch is crazy.
But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. But yeah, Evil Dead, absolute banger. I mean, for what it's worth, it's not hard to be the demon because you're just one in the queue. It's hard to find a team unless you've got a team.
Yeah.
Because Nate likes it too. So, because it's 4s, right?
Yeah.
I believe it's 4.
Yeah.
Me, you, Nate, Adrian, and just. Nah. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying. But yeah. What's your next one?
Sticking with the horror aspect, Alien Isolation.
That has a 70, or it's in the 70s.
It's a 79, so it's right on the edge there.
That
but
is
it still counts.
Blasphemy.
That's counts.
Blasphemy.
Maybe the best Alien game I've ever played.
Oh yeah, not even a question.
We've had a lot of like co-op Alien games. We've had multiplayer Alien games. We've had absolute garbage Alien games. The Colonial Marines fiasco that happened a handful of years ago. By handful, I mean probably 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But this is, at its core, a horror Alien game. Like, you cannot kill this creature, this 7-foot tall abomination. And you're hiding, you're running. And it's not even just the alien. You're fighting against the robots too, which are super scary. Like they don't even look they're humanoid, but they have just white mannequin faces and dot eyes and no lips. So, and they just like turn and they hear you. It's like, oh my god! Like, I almost want to be killed by the alien,
dude. Yeah. Yeah, seriously. That game, that one has extreme revisionist on it, because that being a 79 is crazy. That is, I haven't beat it, so take that,
okay,
with for what it's worth. But that is, I think it's like Dead Space, Resident Evil 4, all time legendary. Like it's an incredible game. I think it's the scariest game ever, straight up.
Ooh, ever.
Like, ever, straight up. I think it's way scarier than Dead Space, for sure. Because Dead Space eventually hits which then again, I didn't beat Alien. But Dead Space, and it's not to compare them directly, but Dead Space is heavily Alien influenced, but it's like you're saying, this thing it's gonna kill you. Whereas Dead Space, you're always fighting back, out the gate.
And Dead Space is an action game, so it makes sense.
Alien taps into this very specific kind of loop that I don't think I've played in any other game that I can think of, where it's kind of the Outlast-esque horror. You're dipping and dodging and blah, blah, yeah. But it's believable. So I would never in a million years ever think that I could fight a xenomorph. Like, you're going to hide from a xenomorph. But you can still, the notorious story of me watching you with the flamethrower, and the alien peeks around and smacks the flamethrower down. I'm like, what just happened? Like, I used it too many times. He's learning. Like, oh, that's terrifying. But the specific loop I'm talking about is, for the first long bit of time when you're playing that, you're scared. You're hiding, and you're hiding too long. You're taking too much time, and the alien's going to find you. So it puts you in this loop where you are always prey, but you're kind of thinking like a predator. You have to execute the exact timing, or he's going to kill you. So it becomes this, like, pretty much like what you see in movies and stuff, where it's like I'm sliding right by and he's going here and I'm going there, and then it's just you're always this close to death, and that's where you have to be to succeed. So it's like the most tense game ever.
Yeah, the way that AI is crafted, like you have to be doing that. You have to be sliding under desks. You have to be going into lockers. You have to be throwing things to create noise to get away. It's pursuing you. It's learning how you're playing, which makes it even more difficult because it can go in the vents and it'll make noise. It'll come out of the vent where it last heard you and then search around and then go back in the vent. And the game forces you to go into those vents sometimes. So it's a constant push and pull of you and this AI and who's going to survive. And there are many times that you do not because it just learns your patterns. And it's fantastic.
Another memory I have watching you play that was, I think you were down in the grates, and it's like all the fog is coming through, and the alien was above, creeping, and he walked to the doorway, and he got really quiet, and you pulled up the beeper, and he heard the beeper and took off this way, like backwards. You were like, I think he heard it. And you turn and look, and he's crawling in the vents behind you. It's like, oh my god, dude.
The worst. The absolute worst. And
yeah,
it hisses and pins you to the ground, and then the little mouth comes out and gives you a big old smooch through your brain.
I'm Little Mouth. Little Mouth, you get back up inside me now. Yeah, and even just outside of that incredible loop, like it's just the atmosphere and the animations and everything. I don't know.
You're playing as Ripley's daughter, so it's not just some no-name person that's encountering these aliens. It has some movie-based roots.
Yeah. It that one I'm willing to die for. That people's opinions are wrong about it. Straight up, that game is incredible.
Yeah,
it is achieving exactly what it's setting out to do.
It can definitely not be your type of game with the lack of action, the inability to really defend yourself as a whole. But knowing that, I don't think you deserve to shit on it or give it a poor score for that, which I think a lot of people need to learn that. But yeah, I digress.
What would be my next one here? The Evil Within. I think Evil Within 1 is like in the 70s, and I think Evil Within 2 is in the 80s.
I'll check.
But this will be more of a... I think Evil Within 2 is also in that category of your opinion about this is wrong. This game is incredible. It's a smidge janky. I will say it's a smidge janky, but on a design front, dude, I don't know, man. Because I said Alien was the scariest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Evil Within 2 is like what I want the future of survival horror to be.
Okay.
I think we might have talked about this in the Halloween episode.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so I won't go too deep. Check it out. But
Case 3, I'm pretty sure.
Wow, that's crazy. We're moving. But yeah, you're taking the Outlast-esque horror, the Resident Evil type horror, and then like I guess the Alien Isolation, kind of like blending it all together, and you choosing what style you want to participate. Like you start out with low stamina. That's fine. You don't necessarily have to have stamina. You can put all those perks into your 12 gauge. Or you can put it all into stamina and you can run and hide. Or you can, put it into the crossbow bolts and be setting up traps and doing stuff like that and being more tactical. And then just like the hybrid of, like, dude, Evil Within is outrageously Evil Dead coded as well. So it always tingles my brain on that side. I'm getting this goofy green goo and the Deadite looking monsters. But it maintains that kind of Japanese through line where all of a sudden you're getting chased by like a 10-foot tall grudge demon. And it's like, oh god, this is terrifying. Or the camera demon. And it also just has, I think Evil Within 2 has a really cool story. I think I remember finishing it and being like, whoa, that was actually not what I was expecting.
Right.
And on top of it, the best compliment I can give Evil Within 2 is it is scary and tense all the way up to the very end. I am surviving to the very end. Whereas most survival horror games, it's turned into an action game for the most part by the end. You're tearing stuff up, you know the rhythm, you know, blah, blah, blah. They throw unique enemies for those last few chapters that you've never seen. It's crazy.
I was just going to say, every major encounter is unique in and of itself. Specifically with bosses, but like you said, towards the end, even regular enemies are unique.
Yeah. And it just, yeah, that was what kind of blew me away with that game. Was I'm like, dude, I beat that last mission by the skin of my teeth. I have never done that in survival horror ever.
The first one is 75, and the second one is 76.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I strongly disagree with both of those. 2 is a lot better than 1 in design and gameplay, but I do dig the look of 1. It has that kind of like film grainy kind of look to it.
Yeah.
Kind of almost like what were those Robert Rodriguez movies, like Terror House or something like that?
Yeah, 1 is closer to like a old school almost RE4, like original RE4 game. And the second one is probably close. I'd probably say RE4 remake.
Yeah. So, yeah. That being said, though, I do love the look of 2 as well. 2 has a unique look, for sure. It's just got like I don't know, there's like a painting-esque look to it. Things look artsy in a weird way, in a way they didn't in the first one. The first one's very grimy, but yeah, I digress. Evil Within, way better than people give it.
Let's see. What's a good one on my list that I put down? I'll combine these two together. The original Mirror's Edge and the sequel / reimagining Catalyst. The original was a 79, and unfortunately Catalyst was a 69. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. I just really loved another EA era game where they were taking chances. This is a first-person parkour game with visuals that I don't want to say no one's ever seen before, but just a very clinical type of visual where it's like white and highlights of red and blue and yellow, like primary colors specifically, and you're just parkouring. And you had, I don't want to give it this much credit, but there's almost fighting game style inputs you could do to do different parkour things, and it was linear, but each linear area you could parkour in different ways to get around different obstacles. So there might be a fence in the way with a vent in front of it, and clearly you're supposed to jump on the vent and then jump over the fence, but you could run up a wall to the left of it and wall run over the fence, or you could go around that wall and totally bypass the fence in and of itself and kind of take a slightly different path. It all fed you through to the same door that you like busted open with your forearm, but it just felt good when you were able to do those moves in an era where parkour was kind of on the rise, and seeing it in game form and it actually working was just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Mirror's Edge is unfortunately one I missed. Never got to play Mirror's Edge, but I always appreciated it from afar. I actually bought a VR game that's Super Mirror's Edge.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of it, but you're like a cop in the future, and it's Mirror's Edge parkour, and then it's like physics, whooping people and shooting them and blah, blah, blah. It's actually pretty cool. It's a little janky, which sucks, but, you know.
Then the sequel kind of retold that original story, but added more hand-to-hand combat, because the original, you would encounter human beings and they had guns, but your main focus was getting the hell out of there, and you had a couple punching moves, but if there was more than 2 people, you were done for. Whereas Catalyst, you could punch and kick and pick up a gun and like defend yourself. You were still not prepared for all of that, but they gave you the opportunity to do it in enemy arena areas. I think that might have detracted in why the score's like 10 points lower than the original. But
Yeah.
the landscapes and the scenes and the parkour was much grander and bigger scale, and I enjoyed that aspect because that's at its core what Mirror's Edge is about.
Yeah. Mirror's Edge seems like a concept that is still untapped. That first person super slick parkour with some type of combat or something. Like I can see that turning into something really popular, like a Ghost Runner or something. You know, it's like a really addicting kind of flow state kind of game.
Yeah, I can see that's the influence that those Ghost Runner games took influence from.
Yeah.
I tried playing the first one, but it was almost too challenging to keep my attention.
Ghost Runner?
Yeah.
Ghost Runner's so hard, dude. I feel like it's almost like kind of in the same way Dishonored, where you need to be on PC to really do what this game requires. Because you just need to be so precise in such a short window that I feel like the stick, I just can't keep up with it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. There's really not many games that give you that type of fluid movement, and that fluid movement is the focus of the game, because we're in such an age of needing to have that action-based combat or some sort of dopamine hit that just being able to like chill out and do something that's not action-oriented isn't a seller. And unfortunately, developers are getting close because they're not selling. So yeah. How about you? Any other juicy ones?
I still have a good amount. I don't think I'll necessarily go super in depth with a lot of them.
Yeah, we can just we can ramble them off at this point.
Yeah. I absolutely love Devil May Cry. I am Capcom Devil May Cry through and through. People are way too hard on DMC, the Ninja Theory one. Is it as good as the other Devil May Cries? Absolutely not. But it is a really good game. It's a good game. It has a really cool combat system. The final fight with Virgil, yes, as characters, they're kind of whatever. But like, dude, you're fighting him and the color is bleeding from the screen. It's turning white and then it's only red and blue. Dude, it's sick. It's so cool. You're fighting like Bill O'Reilly the demon. it's hilarious. Yeah. Far Cry Primal is where I wanted Far Cry to go, and instead they just went the corniest route possible. I'll pretty much just leave it at that. It just...
Not to create a tangent, are you saying gameplay wise or your
dinosaur obsession?
Yeah,
a little bit of that, but it's more so. It's more so just there's not a lot of like caveman games that are not Ark, or something like that, where it's like craft and do all this. It's like Far Cry Primal has Far Cry combat, and they committed to slingshots and bows and spears, and it's like it's cool, it's unique.
Yeah.
And like if you play that game there's like a survival mode, dude, it's super cool. Like it just basically makes it to where you have to eat, which isn't a big deal because you're constantly dealing with animals, but it just makes the animals actually dangerous. So like you really get into these moments where you're nighttime and there's a pack of hyenas and their eyes are glinting and you jump up on a rock and set your spear on fire and you're really like, ooh. Like these cool moments that are actually, whatever. But, and what I mean by I wanted Far Cry to go in this direction, it's not even necessarily that it's caveman or dinosaurs, but Far Cry, I didn't play Far Cry 1, so I can't really speak to that too much, but Far Cry 2 and 3, it's about being a dude surviving in the jungle.
Yeah.
And it's serious for the most part. Like 3 has its couple zany moments. Those zany moments ruined Far Cry forever. It literally was like, oh, there's a level with Skrillex and weed smoking. Guess what? You're getting a Skrillex level every single Far Cry until now we're at Far Cry 6, where the alligator has a leather jacket on and the dog's in a wheelchair. It's like, this is so stupid.
Assassin's Creed kind of fell to the same spear as well, pun intended. But yeah, Ubisoft they just latch on to one specific thing that gets a couple news articles, and then it completely reformats the roadmap from that series
annoying.
on.
I would like to, because Far Cry Prime, what is it? Far Cry 4 disappointed me. That one was just kind of bland, and I platinumed that one too, but it was just like, ugh, whatever. And then Far Cry Primal, like I'm saying, it was like the last kind of like serious one. I do want to kind of play Far Cry 5, but I want to play that co-op. I kind of think it's interesting that it's doing like a David Koresh kind of religious cult thing. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Every time I have sunglasses on, every time I have aviators on, and my hair tied up, Nate calls me Joseph Seed. He's like, bro, you're just pulling up to the function as Joseph Seed. But yeah, shout out to Far Cry Primal. That game is good. Oh, do you want me to name off some more?
I wasn't sure if we were doing a few each back and forth. I can name off a few real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Spec Ops: The Line. That was a 76.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's super crazy.
Days Gone is 71.
That's brutal. That's unacceptable.
Sleeping Dogs is 77.
Sleeping Dogs is so fun.
Prey. The most recent one.
In the 70s?
79.
Oh my god, that's heresy.
I knew some of these were gonna blow your mind. I don't know if you ever played the Alice series, but Alice Madness Returns, it says 70.
That's crazy. 70? Not even like 81?
I love that. That game is so freaking so weird. Legend of Dragoon, 74. I guess I'll name off the last ones that I put on here. This one, it's kind of cheating. I put the Infamous series. Most of the mainline ones are in the 80s, but some of the high quality DLCs are in the low 70s. Like 73 was the lowest.
Really?
Yeah. Just Cause 3 was 74.
That game's super fun too.
Yeah.
It's so yeah.
That's all I had.
Okay. So this one, just because it just barely made it by at 80, which I still think is absolutely ridiculous. Shadow of War. That is brutally unacceptable. It's like, I know all of that is because of the microtransactions in the beginning. It has nothing to do with the game, but
that is from that era.
Yeah, I have sung from the hilltops my love for that game. It is absolutely, that one's really in line with what the question originally was, where it's like 7s that you believe are 10s. That's a 10.
Yeah,
like that game's a 10 on gameplay alone. Which that'd be an interesting topic to get into one day. Like, can a game be a 10 if the story sucks but the gameplay is out of this world?
Right. Yeah, like what element do you allow to be subpar, mediocre, and still be a 10?
Yeah, because I have a handful of those that I think are like, yeah, this is absolutely a 10, but it has major flaws.
Yeah, because when you hear a 10, you think perfect, but
right.
Nothing's perfect, of course. So what is your concession to still make that a 10?
Right. War of the Monsters, heresy, that's not a 100 out of 10. Darksiders was on my list. I haven't played too much of 2. I haven't touched 3. I'm kind of waiting for 4 to come out, and I think I'm going to just like really get into them. But I love 1. I weirdly am into that weird kind of like twist on biblical mythology. Like it's so ridiculous. It's really fun. Like I just, and I'm interested to see how 4 turns out to look, because Darksiders, I think, could look amazing, but it always kind of looks a little washed out, which bothers me. Like, make the colors pop a little more. 2, it definitely helped.
Yeah.
And then 3 is more colorful. But I feel like it hasn't quite hit what it needs to look like. But
1 also was in that, like, Unreal brown dull era where just everything used that engine, and instead of tweaking the settings, we're like, we're just gonna leave it brown. And like, oh, okay, I guess so.
Something I love about Darksiders 1 specifically, is I don't know if it's in 2, because I'm not as familiar with, but you're killing people, blah blah blah, and then like the execution icon pops up. It's such a subtle thing, but as you're killing people, you press it and he never breaks momentum. And he just starts spinning his sword and chopping. Boom! And then it can continue on. It just has such a good feel to it. I love the executions in that game.
More chunky combat. It felt good.
Feels good, man. Sinking City.
Okay. Yeah.
I love it. I just think I can't wait for 2. Just such a unique thing. Like we've laughed about guy in a trench coat with a lantern who's going to be crazy at the end, and like 100% that's true. But to commit to that concept truly and it actually be well done, I'm not saying it's a 10 or anything, but it's good. I like Sinking City a lot. Just a sucker for Lovecraftian stuff. Did I not talk about this one? For Honor. For Honor has like a 78 or something.
Okay.
For Honor is one of the greatest melee combat games ever created. 78 is a brutal disservice. There is...
I don't think I've ever seen a combat system like that in anything.
It's baffling to me that there isn't a Star Wars clone, a Lord of the Rings clone. Like, dude, you guys are copying FromSoft. Copy For Honor. What are we doing? Like,
not even using it in their own like umbrella of games, like Assassin's Creed. Like, put that in Assassin's Creed.
Dude, I've been saying this for years. It's like it would be the perfect combat system for Assassin's Creed because you could go back to that OG. It's like, dude, they should have put this in Mirage specifically. It would make Mirage incredible because they just literally like, we're not gonna do combat Mirage, okay? But like, if it was For Honor combat, like, okay, you get caught, you're fighting 1-on-1. It's For Honor. Okay, now it's 2. For Honor, you can still fight up to 3 to 4 people, but it's super hard. Yeah. But they have this mechanic in For Honor where, say you're getting jumped, if you parry, which is like, so you know how you do the directional blocks or whatever? So if they're swinging up and you're blocking up and you hit R2, right when it connects, you'll catch it and throw them off. So if people are jumping you and you catch one of them, he'll catch all of them and push everybody off. And then you get basically like a Super Saiyan. So you're getting a meter that charges up, you hit triangle, and now you're juiced to the gills and you're the threat. And you can start dogging everybody around you.
Was that there from launch, or was that something that they added?
Yeah, it's been there since launch. And it's basically a direct answer to jumping me.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not like you don't have the answer. And even if you were to apply that to Assassin's Creed, make that a very rare meter that, you can only get blah, blah, blah once in a while to force you into needing to take off and hide and be an assassin.
Or just make it a meter where you're countering the enemies attacking you, and then when the meter's full, if more than 2 enemies attack you at one time, use it. Like, you can do some cool assassins, like, stealthy shit with that meter. Like, yeah.
That makes too much sense, though, Vaughn. It just makes too much sense.
Put more eagle nests that I can jump from. That's all we need.
Alexios, come to my vineyard. Okay.
No.
All right. I will say, because I do have AC3 and AC Unity on here. People tend to hate AC3. That might be one of those ones that I think your opinion might be wrong, because it has its flaws, but dude, I don't know if so much of it is being carried by the story. Dude, the story of the game is incredible. Like, it really is amazing. Like, I think when I was a kid, it didn't really register to me. Now as an adult in the state of things, I'm like, oh, they were talking their talk. They were really painting a very realistic. Like, they don't mythologize these people in the way that everything else does, where it's like, they were the greatest person ever. It's like, there is some monologues in that game that I think about like every other day. Dude, that is incredible writing.
They had some balls back then. Like, Good for you.
Huge set of nuts. I wonder if that's what had a lot to do with why it got reviewed bad. I wonder if there was maybe an agenda against it to a degree, because it's definitely got something to say, for sure. Specifically, 3 has something to say.
It's probably a conjunction of that and the character that you're playing as, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, and also on Connor, he's an incredible character.
Connor's awesome.
Dude, he's an incredible character. People are always like, oh, he's one note angry. Yeah, in the main story, when he's dealing with the politicians and the people that are trying to kill him. But if you go do those homestead missions, he is like the sweetest, coolest, down, like he puts
like honorable guy.
Dude, he's a good dude, man. And it's like, and he like almost, for lack of a term, puts his hair down. You know, like he's calm, and like the way he treats people is just so. Yeah, no, that game has nuance to it, and it maybe is a little long, but it's an epic journey that is worth it. It feels like a book. Like that game is good.
That game did so many cool things that some things they didn't bring into the subsequent games that I think they should, and others that have been brought in through every single one, like the running through the trees. Like that's in every game now, where like you'll have a split branch and you can like hop through it. That started in that game.
Yeah.
The thing where you didn't you have like a dart on the end of a rope and he threw it on something and then like pulled them up in the tree. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, dude, he's so brutal. Even the way that because the game had seasons.
Yeah.
And the snow would actually slow you down, so it would emphasize you being in the trees to hunt them, and then they would slow down through the snow. It's like, and there's all kinds of stuff in there.
The segment of you running through the trenches of the war, and it's like,
God, so epic.
That music was fantastic too. That theme I'll listen to every now and again from 3.
Dude, he I don't want to butcher it, but there's like a specific conversation between him and his dad, because Connor's for the Assassins, and his dad, what's his dad's name? Hatham, I think. Hatham is for the Templars. And Connor says something along the lines of like, the people have spoken. They choose freedom. And Hatham goes, freedom for who? Look what they're doing to your people. You are fighting for the exact men that are destroying your people as we speak. The Assassins we used to all be on the same page. Now they call it freedom when really they're just spreading chaos and destroying everything. And it was like a moment of like, oh, the Assassins really ain't. They're manipulators. Like, you've been thinking you've been a good guy this whole time, and now the Templars are making more sense, because the Assassins are constantly killing people, whereas the Templars are recruiting people.
Yeah.
That's like a theme throughout the whole game is, oh, go kill him, go kill him, go kill him. You're silencing all of your problems, whereas they're trying to be like, hey, why don't we just unify? And it's like, yep. And that's like, I don't know. They're kind of like, there's so many moments where two people are arguing and both of them have incredible points, which is the best kind of writing. It's not like the good guy won the argument. It's like,
the divide is very 50-50 and not clearly pushing for one or the other, especially for that game. It's fantastic because up until then it's very pro assassin. Like, you're playing Assassin's Creed, so you're like, oh, I'm for the assassins no matter what. And then that game really makes you like sit up in your seat and think like, wow, in the previous games was I being manipulated the whole time? And then, yeah.
And I did have Unity on there as well. Unity's the best Assassin's Creed game. Just throwing it out there. It achieves the assassin fantasy. It kind of in a weird way, not to the extent, but it gives me Metal Gear Solid 5 vibes. It's letting you loose, go do your stuff how you want. There's not a lot of cutscenes. It's a big mansion over there. Kill that guy. There's windows open depending on time of day. There's crowds. Maybe there's a party going on. There's a co-op. There's a party going on. We can like co-op together on the rooftops. And dude, me and Nate had so many incredible moments from that game. And to this day, it's still the Assassin's Creed game that everybody's making videos on. It's got the best parkour, the best animations. Everything about it, dude. It's like, you nailed it. If they had taken Unity, in a perfect world, you take Unity and Assassin's Creed 4 and throw them together, and you have the best Assassin's Creed game. Okay. Give me the nature, because that's what Assassin's Creed's kind of turned into, where it's like nature and continents and all of this. I don't think you necessarily need to make it as big as Odyssey and all that. But if you were to take one big city surrounded by jungle or something, and you mix that AC3 kind of jumping through the trees, blah, 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 and you actually expand it more than just a Y tree, which they just, for whatever reason, just won't expand. That's the Assassin's Creed everybody wants. And everybody knows it. That's the one they want. But
nope.
I dig. And then my last two, Destroy All Humans, 10 out of 10. I'll fight to the very end for Destroy All Humans, dude. Cryptosporidium 137, goat. And the last one, The Order 1886.
Yeah.
That game did not deserve any of it. It didn't deserve nothing it got, dude. Like, they just hated it because they hated it because they ain't it. This game, sure, God of War 3 was like the exact same length. No one said a word. Sorry.
I would like to live in the timeline where that game released at a lower price point and saw where that game or where that series could have gone.
That I straight up think that series would be it, like, right there with Spider-Man and Intergalactic and Wolverine, blah blah. All it'd be right there.
Yep,
for sure, no doubt in my mind.
That game goes on sale. I'll have to buy it again. That would be a good game to play on stream.
Oh yeah, that would be a good one. I think I'm short like one trophy for the platinum. Haunts me, but I digress.
Cool. If that's all of them, let's jump to topic 2. Where do we think the obsessive hate and vitriol for objectively good games stems from? This has been a reoccurring subject that we have in party chats from time to time. There's just so many jerks out there that crap on objectively good games. You can dislike something, but there's a line that a lot of people tend to cross nowadays for no good reason. And we don't get it. We don't understand it. So we're going to try to delve into that in this one. Any specific highlights that you think causes this?
I think the culture is poisoned as a whole. I think there is much more of a hive mind mentality going on. I guess you could say broadly, just as people, but in gaming, it is. Maybe it's just because I'm more into the gaming community than others.
Definitely an element, yeah.
It's bad. It's even gamers remind me of like rebellious teenagers. It's like they're all on the same page. They hate their parents. They even though their parents like what you're saying is correct, but I'm going to listen to my friends, and my friends have this new band that is, even if it is good, we're just obsessed with that now, and we have a new standard we live by. And then next week it's a whole new standard. Yeah, it's like they try to intentionally be rebellious in a way where it's like 1 year everybody's super about indie games, and then 1 year everybody's just like, where are the AAA games? And then the AAA games come and they're like, oh, this is just like the other AAA game. And it's like, yeah, guys, you can't like I mean, Horizon, I think, is, I would argue, maybe the Horizon that, we're going to talk about Horizon and Last of Us, Death Stranding. Death Stranding probably gets it the least, I would say, of those three.
Yeah, I put the exact same 3 on my list as well.
Like, The Last of Us and Horizon. How do I put this? Go ahead.
While you're contemplating that, I wanted to add the explosion of internet-based communities as well plays into this a lot, because you have that screen protection, because you're behind a screen. You can't see me. You don't know me personally, so I can say whatever the hell I want and get away with it, and I'll be a jerk. Even if I'm not really like that in real life, who cares? I'm on the internet. It's
Right.
almost welcomed for me to be like this. And then you get those message boards and these communities that just hate to hate, and then the hate's like a cancer and it grows, and then at some point you completely lose track of what you're hating on, and you're just, well, I don't know, and then continue to hate. But sorry to interrupt.
And it's funny because I won't even point out other people. I'll use myself as an example of when I've done this, where I go into this cartoony hatred world that isn't even really predicated on anything real. So, like, I used to hate Transformers 2 for no reason. I was like, that movie's stupid. Like, and I would just be so overboard cartoony. And then one day I was watching it, I'm like, this movie's pretty good. This movie's actually, I don't know if I was getting it from the internet or where I was getting it from, but it was like, I'm regurgitating opinions. And like, I'm young at the time, so it's like I'm influenced and all this stupid stuff. But that's why, like, I'm a huge advocate of like not playing stuff when the hype is there, because sometimes maybe somebody says something that they didn't like, and you weren't even thinking about that, but now you're paying attention to it, and it might not even have been a problem for you, or you might have ended up liking it, but now you're seeing it through their lens, and it's just like, it's just the internet, man. It's too much. It's too many opinions.
I had something similar to your Transformers thing, and this is probably going to shock you, but I used to shit on Sony all the time.
Oh, really?
When I was younger. Like, I was a big Nintendo guy. Like, I was like,
oh, okay.
This is like the GameCube PS2 era, just slightly before the PS2 Slim came out. That really, like, book-sized PS2, which is insane that they got it that small. But I was just like, why would anyone want a PS2? Like, you can have a GameCube. Look at all this crazy stuff on the GameCube. And then I got a Slim PS2. I was like, hold on a second. You're telling me I can play these things and it looks like this, and then I can play DVDs and watch movies when I'm not playing a game? Like, okay, whoa here. And then the rest is totally history. But yeah, like, a reoccurring theme here is just the immaturity and the young nature that all this is. And even though we can't say that in a broad stroke that everyone's like that, it's almost more sad to know that there are grown adults, and some even older than us, that act like we did as youngsters. It's like, what are you doing? Like, this is Twitter. Like, just don't be a douchebag. Talk like a normal human being. Have an opinion that isn't you crapping on something, and move on. Or don't say anything at all and move on. That's the easiest route to take. But
it's funny too, because I think of another one I was cartoony about was Call of Duty. So I'll give myself a smidge of credit. I saw Call of Duty was bad before I think most people did. I was like, oh, this is trash. You guys, this is brain rot. But instead of just being like, oh, this just isn't for me anymore, it was like I had to argue with everybody about why it was bad. And they're like, oh, I don't know, I just like it. And I'm like, you have no thoughts, you just like it, you know? And I'm just like being those message boards, being hateful. Granted, when did this happen? I was probably still in high school. Yeah, I mean, that was a long time ago. Yeah, just to go with your point of just, it does seem like it's immaturity, and it is baffling to be a grown adult and let something so, like, dude, it's Call of Duty, who cares? Why does that mean that much to you?
Or,
you know?
Or console wars. Like, who cares? Like, just play on the thing that you enjoy.
Yeah, who cares? PlayStation's clearly the best. I mean, what are we even doing here?
What is an Xbox? They don't exist anymore.
Dude, so work's been slow, but I go to do this hot water tank, and the dude comes downstairs feverishly. He's like, dude, Nintendo sucks. And I'm like, dude, I keep hearing this, and I didn't know. So, once again, just hearing it around town.
I listened to a podcast where I heard the same thing.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
And you had him a card.
In the instance of, like, Last of Us and Horizon, and if you're on that boat with Death Stranding, I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. your opinion's wrong. Those games are incredible.
I think
They're incredible.
we can probably knock out Death Stranding right now, so we can focus on the other two.
Yeah.
Death Stranding gets that heat because it's just something that you don't really see. You've never even seen before. It's a walking sim. Like, sure, in the purest form, I guess you could say that. And we've talked about this before.
Best
so
walking sim I ever played.
We won't have to go into super depth with it, but I can understand where some of that hate comes from, in the sense of it being something completely new and fresh that people haven't seen. But that is a unique one where you really have to play it to understand the nuance and what Kojima and team are trying to get at with that game. Like, the walking part is just the tool to that story. Like, it's not, it's the main focus, but it's not. You could take that away and it fundamentally breaks that narrative. So, as Redacted Roundtable recommends playing that game before you shit on it.
Yeah, Death Stranding also, at least in my experience, for the most part, I don't see people being feverishly hateful towards it.
No.
It's more dismissive. They're like, I don't want to be a mailman. I don't want to walk. And I'm like, I totally get where you're coming from. But I promise you that is not what you think it is. Like, it is.
Yeah.
Death Stranding is special. But
if you're thinking it's like those simulator games where you're driving a truck for hours on end, or you're farming or doing anything like that, it is not that. So play it, please.
Yeah. Death Stranding is special. It really is. Yeah, as far as like Horizon, and Horizon's weird because I don't think Horizon 1 really got the hate like Horizon 2 did. And it's kind of silly, in my opinion, because I can't speak to a story front because I haven't beaten Horizon 2. But dude, the gameplay in the world and the quality of that is like, I don't believe you that you don't like it. Like, I really don't believe it's like, hey,
I don't think you played it. Like, that's
dude, straight up. Like, you're talking to like miscellaneous quest givers. When you're talking to them, look like full-on CG cutscenes. They look incredible. And then the combat and the way everything's and the way it runs and the way it plays and the weight of it and the adventure, it's like, if this is bad, we're cooked as a community. Because if you're going to communicate to the higher-ups that Horizon Forbidden West is a boring, played-out, uninspired game, man, y'all better hold on to your britches for what's coming. Because, dude, it drives me crazy when people say Horizon's uninspired. And it's not even just my dinosaur bias. It's like, dude, outside of Power Rangers, what else has robo dinosaurs to this degree? And it's not even just robot dinosaurs, it's animals and what all of that even means on a story front. The sci-fi story with that is absolutely incredible and unique. And it's kind of, it's borderline believable. As crazy as you look at Horizon, like, that could never happen. And then you read the lore and listen to the story of what's going on. It's like,
wait a second.
It might be believable.
Like, yeah, it has that plausible nature to it where it's like, it's just outside of our realm. And in that sci-fi aspect, that's like, we could take a couple steps in the wrong direction and maybe be here.
Dude, like, just the general idea of, so you've seen like those robots that look like cheetahs and they run, right? Like the Google or whatever. Yeah,
the one university that's like making them and stuff.
Yeah, dude, it moves fluidly. It looks like an animal. That's like the early stages. And then Horizon, the whole concept is that it's those type of robots that are, what is it? It's like they eat the grass, or they grind up the grass as biofuel, and then they solar charge all day long to work through the night.
Yep.
That doesn't sound believable. Like, that's super believable. There's tanks that, I'm pretty sure there's like tanks that like grind up biomass for fuel that they use. So it's like, and it's like, dude, that's the hive mind mentality of it is, Aloy just talked a lot. Shut up. I am not even remotely trying to hear you say, even if she does, which she's not speaking. Put it this way, to me, Aloy is not talking to herself any more than I do on a day-to-day basis. You mean to tell me when you're walking around your house, you're not like literally talking out loud to yourself, saying, "I need to go do these things," and "Oh man, you're stupid. Why'd you drop that?" Or like,
Right.
She's alone, dude. she's isolated. Like she's,
and even if you don't make that direct connection, you're going to complain that there's no other noise than the game itself. So there's no happy medium in between. And in that same vein, like it's always been hard for me to fathom why someone wouldn't want unique, deep, and riveting narrative to hear. Like, you don't want a good story. Like if you don't want to play a game for story, are you reading books on the side? Because if you're which makes it even worse, because then what are you doing? Like, why are you playing a narratively heavy game anyway? And by narratively heavy, that's kind of a loaded statement, but why are you playing a game that has such unique story beats and the thing that's driving the gameplay doesn't interest you? Like, what are you doing here? Go play Candy Crush, I guess, because that's the maximum IQ that you can handle, I guess.
It with Horizon, if I was to give, I don't want to give them any credit, but Horizon 2 does have a bad intro. It does have a slow, exposition-heavy intro.
Yeah.
Even I was kind of like, oh god, but I played Horizon 1, so it's like I get that this is made for people that didn't play Horizon 1. So I totally, like, I can understand that. So, like, if maybe people played that first hour, was just like, oh my god, I didn't even do anything, they were just talking.
Yeah.
But, excuse me, but the second you're let loose, it's straight up like one of the coolest games ever.
It just looks so good. Like the fauna and the detail on the dinosaurs, the ability to shoot off pieces and use those pieces for gear or weapons, the noise, the music.
Oh, the music is like outrageously good, dude.
It's beautiful. It's amazing.
It's such a subtle little thing too, but with Aloy, I love just her general jogging animations. I love that she kind of like loses her balance a little bit and she sways to the left and right and just kind of recenters, because I don't know if it's just like a weird thing. Like when I'm walking with people, I constantly bump into them. So I'm just like, I see you, Aloy. I'm uncoordinated too. But yeah, and then like Last of Us, I think Last of Us specifically, I think Last of Us got caught up in a political culture war kind of thing.
That's probably arguably still going on.
It's like, dude, you got to move on. You got to move on. Like I remember watching this. So it was like a political channel, and they did a review of Last of Us 2. They don't ever talk about games, and I'm like, okay. And they're pretty. Which, I mean, who was it? It was Daily Wire. It was Daily Wire. So Ben Shapiro and all them. And he's reviewing. It wasn't Ben Shapiro reviewing. I forget. It's the bald dude. But he's reviewing, and I'm like, why are you reviewing a video game? You're a political person. And I knew instantly this dude didn't play the game. He said Abby was transsexual, and girls don't have muscles like this, and all this like stupid stuff. And he's like laughing about it and blah, blah, blah. And it was like a moment of, one, I wonder what else you guys are lying about, just as a whole, which, I mean, now that we're here, we know. But that was happening everywhere because of those leaks. Mm-hmm. And the irony, which is why I love Last of Us 2, outside of the irony about it, is everything people criticized was taken out of context. And the whole point of Last of Us 2 is about things being in context. Mm-hmm. It couldn't be better. Mm-hmm. I'm almost, as bad as it sucks that it leaked, I'm almost happy it leaked, because it's part of the lore. It's like, you guys did the most human thing you could possibly do. You crashed out on minimum information, overreacted, said it was terrible, and you just genuinely have no idea.
Yeah, you're living the game.
You're doing exactly what the game is. Yeah, it's like, and to sit here and say The Last of Us 2, you can maybe not like, I guess, where the story goes. You're never going to hold an argument that gameplay isn't absolutely immaculate.
No.
Absolutely 10 out of 10. You're crazy.
Best gameplay that Naughty Dog has ever made, which makes sense. It's their most recent game, which is kind of gross to say because they haven't put out a new game since. But just the improvement from 1 to 2 it dumbfounds me sometimes replaying it, because I still have to play through the chronological mode to get that trophy, and just how smooth it is, and every animation, and just the denseness of the foliage everywhere is almost unbelievable that they were able to do this originally on a PS4. Like, bonkers.
Dude, this is my argument against PC all the time. Y'all still don't got got nothing looks like Last of Us 2, dog. Yes, it's running at 3 quadrillion frames. I totally get it.
You got Crysis, you got all these super detailed horror games, but nothing that's gonna make me stop and look around like I do in Last of Us every 5 minutes when I'm not being shot at or attacked by a dog, of course.
And that, just kind of going back to the lies that guy was saying, people to this day still believe that. They still believe that Abby is transsexual, or that Abby, or like, it's like, dude, like, her having muscles is like, dog, have you never watched the UFC?
Have you ever seen
or
wrestling or anything?
Even like the volleyball players in your high school? Like, do girls have muscles? Spoiler alert. And it's also 20-something years deep into the apocalypse. I'm more concerned when people aren't shredded. Everybody would be shredded. Like, this is a weird thing, but you ever see that movie Prey, the Predator movie?
Yeah.
It was kind of taking me out of it that, like, they weren't all shredded. Like, I was like,
maybe not even
off the couch.
Maybe not even shredded, but at least muscular to a point of, like, you have to have some sort of physical activity to not die. To say you're not coming into contact with these mushroom people and needing to defend yourself or rebuild something is totally, I can't even think of the word of it, but like, that story is so good and so intricate and nuanced that it's kind of funny to think about the people that don't understand it, and not to put smart people down, but like, you have to play that game multiple times to really understand all the tells and the hints at stuff and the themes and just the beauty that went into that narrative, and the way that they crafted how each story beat hit is next level, which is why Naughty Dog are at the top of at least my list for sure.
Yeah.
But God, that's a game that I wish I could replay fresh without any knowledge on.
Last of Us 2 is special. It really is. I always, to me, there's not a lot of games that fall into this category, but Last of Us 2 is like a novel. That's the way it feels to me, and is what it is. People can get mad or whatever the case,
It's like hipster mindset almost.
Yeah,
just to hate it.
Yeah, and I genuinely, Last of Us 2 made me really start to question the overall. It's hard to talk about this without it coming off pretentious, but like, it made me question the overall maturity of gamers as a whole.
That's what I was trying to get at before.
Yeah.
You said it better.
The argument of games are art, games are art, games are art, but then when someone puts out a piece of art, truly, then you guys get mad. These aren't my characters. This isn't what I like. This isn't what I like. And I understand the, you know, like,
I like to be challenged mentally, and that's unfortunate because this game challenges you, even if you don't, even if you agree or disagree with what they're doing. Like, it still challenges you with decisions that they're making. Like, wow, that's one did it too, various times, but two really is like, okay, whoa, what is going on here?
yeah. And I kind of want to just throw it out there, and maybe, once again, maybe I'm coming off whatever, but Joel's like 10-year-old gets blown away by the government in the first game, in the first 15 minutes of the game, and then Joel single-handedly destroys the cure for humanity. If you didn't think something bad was coming Joel's way by 2, I mean, the game is called The Last of Us. It was either him or Ellie was going.
And even if you take those two very specific scenarios, they even in the games, he states, I've done some bad things for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
This is why I deeply, deeply crave that The Last of Us 3 is split. And I think it'd be really cool. I think it would tie everything up. Because Last of Us 2 kind of has like a Two Towers, Empire Strikes Back vibe where we're in like kind of a dark place, you know?
Mm-hmm.
With a third one, I would really love for it to be split between it opens up with after Sarah dies, but you're playing as Tommy watching Joel lose his mind and his descent into madness and seeing everything that Joel was doing and how, because it's like you would sympathize with him to a degree, but it seems as though Joel took it so far that even his brother was like, yo, dog, I can't. I can't be with you.
Yeah, that'd be interesting because, yeah, Tommy was, like, I don't know, at that level, but working with him and doing the same stuff for a while. So it'd be interesting to see, like, what that final straw was that made Tommy go.
Yeah. And then the flip side being, and people would hate it. People would absolutely hate it. But I think it would be kind of cool if it's kind of centered around Ellie and Abby being forced to kind of be together to get the cure. Like they're trying to, like, these two people that absolutely hate each other's guts realistically have to learn to put it all aside, because at the end of the day, the whole point was to be the cure. To have the ultimate goal in hand.
That'd be interesting to have Ellie find Abby then.
Because we don't know where Ellie's going. It'd be interesting if she's like, I gotta go find Abby. She's the only connection I have to make my life worth it, because it all can't be for nothing. Like, it cannot all be for nothing. I lose a finger, I lost Joel. She didn't kill her.
Right.
So it's just, at least that's where, and I think it'd be like such a cool, like a perfect duality between Joel's descent and losing himself, and then Ellie being
redeeming.
Redeeming. And it's a new redemption arc, because the whole thing is just, we all think we're so unique and so special, but it's kind of, we're all going through the same cycles, just on different ends of the spectrum.
Another duality.
Yeah, no, dude. Last of Us, man. To kind of finish off my point about it being like a novel, dog, people in the best books ever are very unlikable, but they're incredibly interesting characters. Captain Ahab, anybody in any Cormac McCarthy book. It doesn't. You name any book that is regarded as like, oh my god, any Faulkner or whatever. Like, these people are. And I'm not saying everybody in Last of Us is bad or whatever, but they're not you, dog. They are not you. This is not Brandon in The Last of Us. This is Joel. This is Ellie. And you said it best one time we were having this conversation. It's like, dog, they're not real.
This is a made up story. Like,
Joel's not real.
This is a video game. It's a good humanized story for sure. And they're going to take it where they want to take it, and they're going to make it meaningful. But at the end of the day, it's a video game. Like, just turn it off or do something else. It's not like there aren't hundreds of thousands of other games that you could be playing. we recommend you play this one because it's intellectually challenging and emotionally stressful, and that makes a good human story. But like, why are you hating on Neil for no good reason? Why are you hating on this team for crafting an objectively great game? Like, you might not like the story, like you said, but to say that this game, the gameplay as a whole, is bad or basic or not unique is asinine and insane.
Oh, dude! It even shout out to Neil, because I know people are like, "Oh, he's like an edgelord," and it's like, dude, listen, the writing in Last of Us 2 is like really crazy. Excuse me, and what I mean by that is
it's also not just him. Like, there's multiple people writing.
I forget what her name is. The blonde girl who helped co-write.
Haley.
Yeah, I'm not gonna remember her name.
I'll look it up.
But yeah, both of them. You're 100% right. Neil just gets all the hate. She's on the sidelines, just putting her hand up to bullet fire, like,
Haley Gross.
Haley Gross. Gotcha. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, the writing with that is. I was talking to you about it the other day. I think the movie's called A River Runs Through It with Brad Pitt. Mm. There's this line at the end of the movie after Brad Pitt dies, because it's like the pastor has two sons, a good son, a bad son. The bad son's into gambling and bar fighting and blah, blah, and it eventually catches up with him and Brad Pitt dies. And the pastor's giving like a sermon at the end, and he goes, and in the end, it is the ones closest to us that elude us the most. And I feel like that is The Last of Us 2 specifically, where it's like, think about it in your own life. The people you love and that you know the closest to you are doing things that you're like, what are you doing? Like, I want to strangle you.
Yeah.
Because people are just, us included, everybody has their own little tick of thing that they do. Mm-hmm. It's like, Ellie is 18, 19, grew up in savagery, and you just brutally killed the only person she's ever really loved and been there for right in front of her. You mean to tell me? Like, I think it was like on GameSpot back in the day when I was watching a review, and they were like, why doesn't she just go do therapy? I'm like, you have never been through anything in your entire life. That is unbelievable to say.
Do you know the world that they are in as well? Like, yeah, I'm just going to go down the street to a therapist that's still actively doing their thing. Like, okay, no, that's not how that happens. And in the HBO show, there's a therapist, blah, blah, blah. But regardless, right. It's not like people are still acting their profession. Some right. are that are like required fields like construction and plumbing and that type of stuff that you need to like function in society. You're not going to find a therapist, and if you do, you'll be super lucky. So it's more so like to assume that there's just a therapist someone can go to in this dilapidated world is such a stupid comment to make.
It is like and once again, it's a testament to how good the writing is, man, because Last of Us 2 specifically is so good at drawing you in and being relatable, and then taking that character and making them not relatable all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. And it's like that game was constantly I weirdly like numbed out while I was playing it. Like after Joel got, I was like, I'm in it for the ride. I can't get emotionally attached to anything. I'm just trying to observe what you're doing at this point. Because
you almost embody Ellie in the most basic sense, because mm-hmm. even if you don't have the same level of rage she does, you're still like, I need to figure this out. Like, I need to know this.
Yeah, you numb out.
Yeah.
it's perfect. Because I forever will think of the scene when you're Abby and you're like in the parking lot and the sniper's shooting down on you. Dude, mm-hmm. I don't know why. I suck. Whatever. I died so many times in that part. Dude, it was driving me nuts. And I'm like, dude, I swear to God, when I get up here, I'm about to gut this dude, whoever this is. I'm mad. Like, I'm actively, like, gamer mad, where I want to throw the controller. So it's, like, that level of reality, and then, like, the story level. Bust through the door, it's Tommy. Immediately, my emotions flip. I'm like, wait. Immediately. And it's like, I've never experienced that level of emotional whiplash out of a game. And for it to even pull that much emotion out of me, from in all these different ranges and all these different ways. It's like, dude, how can you not respect that? How can you not respect that something is emotionally like how is it getting under your that it's getting under your skin that bad? You can't be like, hold on, this is affecting me in some way, which is the intention of art.
But isn't it respectful to that team to elicit some emotion from you other than like basic happiness?
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the scene right after the Joel being killed and the graveyard and just somberly walking and going into his place and like looking how this man was just living a life and then smelling his jacket and being like, oh my god, I need to not watch you grieve over this man.
Dude, it's rough because and it sucks too because so much of this discussion has turned into me almost sounding like I'm advocating for Joel's death. Like I was sad too, dude. Like Joel's dying. It didn't surprise me as much as it did everybody else.
Yeah,
I guess is the best way.
There's the emotional attachment from the first game where you're playing as Joel and you're doing things that justify what he's doing, and it gives you that feeling of, yeah, I saved this person. I did what I needed to do. And then to have that same character just brutally murdered and then you're supposed to just go on from there. Like, I understand the hate. Like, the fact that you're even feeling that and wanting that character to be there means that you have an emotional investment in these characters and they made you feel. And then you're just going to completely 180 on this team and be like, I hate everything about this. It's like, whoa. Take a step back. Like we said, it's a game, but you're feeling things for a character that doesn't really exist, and that means something.
Yeah.
You owe it to this game at least to continue through this. Like, you invested this much time in the first game. Like, don't you want to see it to the end? Come on.
I feel the same way with Red Dead 2. Like, Arthur's death haunts me, dog. It's like a friend. Lost a friend. Like, and the fact that game can elicit that is wild. It's just that is the testament of art. So it's just, yeah, it swings back around to just maturity.
I don't think enough of you are emotionally ready to handle these type of subjects, because these are adult subjects. Like, these aren't easy things. This isn't a, you stole my cup, I'm angry, give me the cup back. Like, this is in a fake world type of level, like adult themes. Like, this is an M-rated game for a reason, and a lot of you clearly show that you're not ready for that level of maturity.
No,
it's sad
definitely
because a game is worth multiple playthroughs and multiple discussions and praise for just going to that level.
I hope he quadruples down with Intergalactic.
Oh, I hope there's some really messed up stuff in that. Like, some
really,
especially with them talking about the religious aspect.
The Heretic Prophet. Like, what a crazy name that is. I feel like the game probably should just be called Heretic Prophet, but whatever.
I'm trying not to like hype myself up on the craziness that can come from that, because I don't want to be disappointed if they don't go to a insane level like I'm hoping.
The only thing that and I don't think that he would or is going to, and I wonder if was it Haley Gross? Is that her name? I wonder if she's helping co-write as well. I mean, she earned it. Yeah, I would keep her around.
Oh yeah.
But like, I hope it doesn't go down the road of like Far Cry 5, of just like religion evil, end of story. And it's like, because it's just one note and gets boring.
Yeah, you want the ambiguity.
Yeah, like even just like the religious cult in Last of Us 2. It's like, they definitely were scary, had bad aspects to them, but at the same time, it's like, there's a level of like, I appreciate that you guys are just going off the land, like, you know, you're basically being like Amish and just like, yo, whatever was going on there, too much. And people are in there doing cannibalism stuff and being super psychopaths. We're just going to reduce it right down. Because the Seraphites in the game are definitely a lot scarier and creepier than they are in the show. They humanize them more in the show. So I guess if I'm just going off of the game itself, if I'm going off the game itself, I mean they're just like a scary cult. But then they're not though, because then you meet Lev. Lev's not scary,
right?
You know, so it's just what's the sister's name?
I never remember this.
Yara. It's Yara and Lev. You know, it's like they're just kids. Like they're just kids.
Yeah.
And they're actually ironically dealing with issues at home that don't even have to do with the cult. It's more like their personal cultural. You know, like their mom being I think they're Korean. Mm-hmm. So dealing with like that kind of thing going on.
Like the Korean standards of family life and kids.
Right.
And then their own personal like maturity and growth and who they are, and that not aligning with that traditional Korean mindset and what comes from that in conjunction with being in this cult. It's just multifaceted uniqueness, and these were maybe, I don't know if I consider them main characters, but they're a focal point in Abby's story.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like,
that would be a really interesting route for him to go down. Is religion what defines the cult? Do you have to be religious to be a cult? Because like the Rattlers come off to me as more of a cult. Yeah. But we just call them Raiders or whatever. It's like, where are these labels coming from? You know, I think that'd be a very interesting route to kind of go down. Is like, how are we even labeling, saying who's a freedom fighter, who's a terrorist, who's a this, who's a that, who's a blah blah blah, whatever? When kind of like a Hotline Miami kind of vibe, where it's like at the end of the day, there's bodies on the floor. Like you guys can spin it however you want, but
everyone thinks they're a hero in their own story.
Yeah, literally. Your guys' opinion about Last of Us 2 and Horizon being bad is wrong.
We're right. You're wrong. Get over it.
Yeah, and comment below. I dare you.
Tell us how wrong you are, or how right we are. However you want to take it.
Last of Us 2 is so good, dog. It's like, it's baffling to me. And I'm just so happy that
I have a problem, as you can clearly tell. And my arm.
Yeah. I'm just so grateful to have someone else who sees past just the same two talking points with that game. It's like, because I could go on and on and on of just little things and just even last thing I'll say about it. Last of Us 2 achieved something to this day. I don't think I can think of another game where the faces looked so real that plays into the narrative, where there's not a lot of communication happening and you are projecting your emotions on what they feel. And you're thinking like, oh, they were angry right there. They were this right there. And then the game is intentionally told out of order. So that way, when you do find out what that face actually meant, it recontextualizes everything. Mm-hmm. So much of it is just dealing with primal emotion.
Yeah.
And the fact that the game makes that, like the facial animations are good enough to actually convey that, I don't think I've ever seen a game since, or, at all, really. That's a huge part of that game for me, because I'm such a sucker for like No Country for Old Men and that cartoon Primal. Like I love nonverbal communication.
Yeah, it's nonverbal storytelling.
So good, dude.
Even if they're saying dialogue, like the emotion on their face conveys, like you said, what they're feeling. To see, like for example, Ellie being pinned down in the basement there, and just her guttural screams, and just
her eyes,
like her being angry and upset and helpless and enraged, and all that emotion that Ashley Johnson is putting in that scene is, like you said, I don't think I've encountered anything quite like that since, and we might not even see that until hopefully Intergalactic.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, I don't. Yeah, Dude, it's still hard to like wrap your mind around that Last of Us 2 is a PS4 game.
Yeah.
Intergalactic is going to look crazy, dude. It's going to look nuts.
Disgusting.
There's a face Joel makes when Ellie confronts him, like, you got to tell me right now or we're never talking again. And he kind of like looks down and frowns so hard and just looks up at her. Dude. The amount of
that
things...
scene is nuts. Especially her eyes, like, actually, like, getting wet and watery. Like, she's holding back tears and anger. It's like, you are a real person.
Yeah.
In my TV.
That look with Joel it's communicating so much. It's the guilt. It's understanding what's about to happen. It's what he did. It's communicating so much through just a look. It's like, what do you guys want? What do you want? You want a whole monologue to express every detail like every other video game so it can be spoon-fed? It's like, Last of Us 2 is different.
Okay.
Yeah, Last of Us 2 is different, man. It's in its own category. It really is in its own category as far as those linear, story-focused games. It's the GOAT. Like, Last of Us 2 is
there's three moments in the two games that constantly replay in my mind if I need to reference some insane jump in narrative advancement, gameplay advancement, just storytelling as a whole. It's in the first one when Ellie runs away and Joel encounters her in that room.
Yep.
It's the scene you just described where they're finally getting out, like, what happened and her learning the truth. And then at the very end of 2, the flashback of him on the porch and them reconciling. It's like, whew. I had to walk away on that third one. Like, after that happened and the credits started rolling, like, I had to stand up and walk around my apartment for probably 30 minutes just accepting everything that went on and learning that that's the last thing that they said to each other before the death.
That's my favorite scene in the whole game, and primarily because Joel straight up just stands on business.
No,
he's like,
I do it again. Like, I don't give a fuck.
If the good Lord gave me a second chance, I would do it all over again. Like,
GOAT. Like,
there's nothing. Ellie's just like, all right, well, I guess I have no more ammo in my arsenal or whatever. Like,
and I didn't think she was trying to change him in any way, shape, or form, but it's just like his reiterating, like, no, I love you. Like, you are my daughter. Like, I would do it again to keep you and be in this moment again. As many times as possible. It's like, I'll cry for you, Ellie.
Which is crazy because, like, that's effectively the first time she's ever experienced, like, unconditional love. Like, truly.
Yeah.
And it's just so special.
And just, like, Troy Baker's voice acting where, like, it's the quivering and you never hear Joel like that, and to hear it for the first time, like, a grown man, like, about on the verge of tears, it's insane.
And then it even brings up just like a haunting idea of, like, is it worse to leave off on bad terms and not speaking, or is it worse to, hey, we were going to make things better?
A potential future of the reconciliation.
And then never got that. Which, I guess I'd probably rather have that. At least there's some type of, like, we know we love each other kind of thing. But at the same time, that's, like, bittersweet sadness. Like, they were supposed to watch Jurassic Park together. And, like, he was going to teach her to play guitar more or whatever.
I almost prefer the other option.
Really? Just cold?
Yeah. Well, it's the fact of, like, there's no way for me to imagine there being another outcome because we're so dead set in our ways. So the fact that in my mind we're stuck here, like, this is how it happened, my mind wouldn't wander, like, wondering, like, oh, what it could have been.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
at least has, like, an end.
It would be like I was incepted with knowledge of, like, no, we're going to get better now. and then it's ripped from you, which is
it's devastating. Okay, last thing, I promise. Something that kind of goes not really talked about is when you're playing as Ellie going through Seattle with Dina, you're basically right behind Tommy on a full-blown rampage. Mm-hmm. This dude is massacring everybody. Dude, super sick. Like, going back to that, what I would originally want Last of Us 3 to be, if you're playing as Tommy, cut to those scenes. Cut to those scenes of what was Tommy going through. Like, dude, you lost your brother. That's devastating.
And the other side not knowing that it's not, or not knowing who it is that's doing it.
Yeah, right. Because Tommy basically went through what Joel did when he lost Sarah. He went crazy. And who shows up at the end with a messed up eye and a gimped lip? And, you know, he's like, what do you mean we're not doing this? Like, he's crazy now. Like, he's on obsessive. We're killing her. Straight up. End of story.
Yeah, he's Joel at the end of 1.
Yeah, and feels betrayed by Ellie that she doesn't share the sentiment. So it's like, it's devastating how the cycle is repeating with even the people around you. It's like, oh my god, dude, this is horrible. It's so good, dude. It's so good. It's so dope.
It's an insane narrative that
it's mind blowing.
Works on itself in multiple ways. Like it also makes me wonder, like, how did you do this? Like, how did you craft it in such a way that it all makes sense with each other? Like, is this like a Bungie situation where it was a fluke that you did this, or are you that talented and everyone that doesn't see it is so immature?
I guess we'll find out with Intergalactic, but
yeah,
because like in my opinion, like 2 is story wise, as much as I adore 1, 2's story is just like, it's just so dense. Like, it doesn't even feel like the same thing.
Multi-layered. Like, the first one is a pretty straightforward, like, revenge type thing. With there's some good layers to that one too, of course, but
yeah.
I think if you're comparing 1 to 2, like 2 is leaps and bounds more woven together. It's insane.
I guess we were maybe getting hints of that in Uncharted 4, with the duality between the pirates and what you and your brother are going through, or what Drake and his brother are going through.
Sure.
I adore 4, man. God,
4 is really good.
I think 4 is my favorite one. 4 is my favorite one overall, but 3 has the best set pieces.
Yeah, you can make an argument for each of them, honestly, other than 1. 1 is probably the weakest in the quadruple series. But give me another Uncharted.
Please.
Give me one last Drake, one last Nathan run.
Can you imagine it's like you're his daughter, but instead of it being Sully with you, it's old man Drake?
That would make the most sense. Like,
and he's just freaking out, being overprotective of his daughter, and she's like, "I'm good, Dad."
I learned this from you.
Yeah.
I think we pretty much flushed that topic way out.
Yeah, I mean,
you can continue, but we're at the...
No, I get it.
Almost 2 hour mark.
Yeah. Last of Us 2 is great. It's absolutely incredible. So is Horizon, dude. So is Horizon. I don't want to undercut that. It's just Last of Us just does not get a fair shake at all. In any way, shape, or form.
It's a lot of heat for no good reason.
None at all. And just like the way that people talk to Neil is absolutely insane. And I've never once seen Neil not just been the chillest. Like, I don't know him personally, obviously, but every interview, anything with him, even for long extended, it's like he's a chill, humble guy. Like, he's not...
Takes it like a champ. And
like a super champ.
Good for you.
Yeah, like, seriously.
He was super chill when I got a picture with him at like a PlayStation Experience. Like, he was busy talking to Jeff. And I'm like, I need to go get a picture with you.
Yeah, seriously.
And then I pretty much gave Jeff the middle fingers, like, I'm going to take a picture.
Oh, yeah. Keeley?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes. It was in a random lobby. Like, they were just talking in a random lobby.
Really?
And I'm like...
just... It's not my guy. That's
Get
awesome.
over here.
Yeah. It's very personal, Last of Us. No one's like personally attacking Horizon in the way they are Last of Us. Like,
alrighty, that was good. That was really,
piece.
really, really fun one. Alrighty. Well, as usual, check out the socials. See the fun stuff we got going on. We're gonna finish up the Resident Evil Marathon here shortly. We haven't decided on what we're doing officially yet after that, but we will let you know so you can prepare, schedule it, put in your planners, get excited. Then we got some. What's the next other than Resident Evil? What's the upcoming release after that? I can't.
It would be Crimson Desert.
Okay, yeah. So that would put us into March. There's a handful of things coming in March and April. Check out the link tree for all those. Got a nice countdown. Fun times ahead.
Yes, sir.
Very excited. Like you probably saw in one of the shorts, send us those topics you want us to cover. Any and everything. We'll read them all. If they're good enough, we'll see it in an episode. If it's not good enough, we'll make fun of you for it. We love you. We love any and all interactions we've had with everyone so far, especially on stream. Got a nice little community growing.
Love the streams. They're so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I am not jealous at all to not be playing this next one.
Yeah, you did 4, 3+ hour runs in a row.
Yeah.
So
I am gassed out. I'm ready to talk with everybody.
You'll be the moderator this time while I'm running through my least favorite Resident Evil. Alrighty. Well, this has been case 18 of the Redacted Party Chat. It's fun.
Brandon.
Catch you all next time.
Later, y'all. Take care.
Bye.